Everybody drop your World Cup hot takes down below because we're going to be answering them. Let me know what your World Cup hot take is. Norway will win the World Cup, making Haaland the best striker ever, no debate. That is a very, very, very hot take. That's incredibly hot. Norway, they have a good team. They were great in the qualifiers, but I don't think they will win the World Cup. I think they can make it far in the World Cup. I can't see it. I can't see it. With those central defenders, I think that's the weakest point of Norway's team, is that middle defensive area, and I think they're susceptible to conceding goals. So for that reason, I don't know about that. I don't think they can win the World Cup, but that's definitely a hot take though. Moving on to another hot take, guys. My hot take: Japan will win the World Cup. Hey yo, like, everyone's just gonna say their team's gonna win the World Cup. I don't think Japan can win the World Cup either. I think Japan can make it further than the round of 16. I think this could be a historic World Cup for Japan. I think Japan could possibly make the quarterfinals, but I don't think they can win the World Cup. Hot take: Norway won't. Hot take: Austria is going to top their group. If you guys don't know, Austria is in the same group as Argentina, Algeria, and Jordan. That is a hot take. That is a hot take. If Austria top their group, that would be incredible. I don't think they will. I think they'll most likely finish second. I think they can finish ahead of Algeria, but I don't think they'll be able to beat Argentina. But if they can get a draw against Argentina, I think they can win against Algeria. I think they can beat Jordan. That would be crazy, guys. If Austria topped their group against Argentina, that would be crazy. Dark Nova BS says, hot take: Norway will be third in their group. Japan tops Group F. Bro, to be honest with you, I actually agree with that. I agree with that hot take. In my World Cup predictions, in my group stage predictions, I predicted Norway to finish in third place, and I predicted Japan to top Group F. I think Japan could possibly get a draw against Netherlands, and I think they can beat both Sweden and Tunisia, where I think Netherlands, they may suffer from a draw somewhere. Therefore, I think Japan could finish in first. And as for Norway, I just feel like both France and Senegal have things that can beat Norway. I think they both have squads that can get at Norway. I think they both have very good midfielders that can possibly pull off an upset against Norway. I agree with that take. I agree that Norway could finish third in their group and that Japan could top Group F. I agree with that. That's a W take in my opinion. Moving on to double3913. Hot take: Argentina overrated. This is not the same team they were in 2022. They will flop in 2026. Woo! That's hot. I don't think, well, it depends what you mean by flop. If you think flop is finishing lower than the semifinals, it's possible, but realistically, I think Argentina make it to the semifinals. With the experience that they still have from the last World Cup, I don't think they'll flop, but at the same time, I don't think they'll win it. I don't think they'll win it. I don't think they'll make it to the final. I think they can make it to the semifinals though, so I don't think they'll flop, but that's like a 50% hot. That's like a 50% hot. Like they could possibly disappoint. Hot take: Ecuador will top their group. So you think Ecuador will top their group against Germany, Cote d'Ivoire, and against Curacao? Ooh, you know what? I could see it happening because I've already mentioned it so many times. In my knockout stage predictions, I predicted Ecuador to go really, really far in the World Cup. And Ecuador are a team that can literally draw every single game. Bro, Ecuador have gotten like 7 draws in their last 10 games. Ecuador are drawing merchants. So to be fair, I could kind of see that happening. I could kind of see that happening. It's possible. It's possible. Hot take from Pablo Ramos: Mexico will reach the 5th game. So if Mexico reach the 5th game, that would mean that Mexico will reach the round of 16. I think this really depends where Mexico finish in their group. If they finish first place, then they could possibly make it that far. It depends on a few things. It depends on how they're performing at home. Obviously, they have the home advantage, which is very, very important for them, and it is a big advantage, but it also depends if they finish first place. If they finish first place, I could see them making it to the round of 16. But if they finish second place or even third place, then I think they're done. So I think that really depends on where they finish in the group stage. But if they do finish first, then hey, you never know. They could make it for a far run. You never know. Broccoli hot take: Morocco may beat England if they match up. Guys, I'm sorry to any England fans. England will disappoint in this tournament. I just have a feeling. I have a feeling that England could come up against a very good team, a team like Morocco, a team that's in that top 10, 15 range, and they could struggle. In my knockout stage predictions, I predicted, I think, Ecuador to upset England. And I could see it. I could see it. You know, Morocco, they have some amazing youngsters. They have a great attack. They have players like Brahim Diaz. They have El Kabi, who we know can score goals, as El Zuli, right? They have some really good players. They have a very good midfield as well. And in the AFCON, we saw how defensively resolute Morocco were. They kept so many clean sheets. They were great on the defense. Now, with their new manager, I think we still need to see more from him. In the last international break, they were good, but I still feel like we need to see more from him. But I can see it happening. I can see it happening. You know what? I'm going to agree with your hot take. If Morocco come up against England, scary times for England, bro. Mo Gili says, Canada gets grouped.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna go to your other hot take because I saw you put another hot take. Spain gets out before the quarterfinals. Ho, ho, ho. Yo, Spain, bro, Spain. Oh my, bro. If Spain get out before the quarterfinals, that would be so disappointing. I don't see it happening. I think that's a really, really hot take. That's like 90% hot. I don't think Spain get out before the quarterfinals. I think Spain at least make it to the semifinals. After winning the Euros, having arguably one of the best teams in the world, having arguably the best midfield in the world, having arguably the best youngsters in the world, if they don't make it to at least the semifinals, that's an L for Spain, in my opinion. That's an L for Spain. They have decent defensive players as well. They have one of the best goalkeepers in the world. They have a manager who has worked with the under-19 team, the under-21 team in Luis de la Fuente. He knows a lot of these Spanish youngsters that will be playing in the Spain team. So I think Spain will make it very far. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think Spain are going to have a really good tournament. I think maybe one of the only teams that could beat Spain is maybe Portugal and France. So fair enough, if they do come up against Portugal early, then it might be scary for Spain. But in general, I would probably bet them to get to at least the semifinals. We got another hot take from Voter Jensens. Hot take, Doku will carry Belgium to the semifinal. Holy shit, that's hot. Belgium in the semifinals. Bro, if Belgium make it to the semifinals, a lot of you guys are going to be wrong about Belgium because in the ranking, you guys wanted Belgium to go way down in the ranking. A lot of you guys were hating on Belgium. So if Belgium make it to the semifinals, that would be crazy. I do think Doku will carry Belgium. We saw that in their game against USA. We've seen it in recent games. Doku is arguably one of their most impactful players, the player that can probably make the most happen in terms of their attack. I don't know if him alone is enough to carry Belgium to the semifinals. I don't agree with that hot take. It's definitely hot though. Hot take, no favorites will make it to the finals. No France in the final, no Spain in the final, no Argentina, no Portugal, no England. No way, no way. No way. If that happens, for me, this would be one of the best World Cups because I love upsets in the World Cup. If no of the top 5 favorites make it to the finals, that would be insane, bro. That would be crazy, bro. Holy shit. Hot take, a non-European, non-South American team makes the final. Wow, I like that one. I like that one. A non-European or non-South American team makes the final. So either an African team or an Asian team or even a North American team. It's very unlikely. It's very unlikely. My hot take is that Senegal are not qualifying for the round of 32. So you think Senegal will finish either third or even last place in their group. And if they finish third, they won't qualify. I disagree with that. I think Senegal will 100% make the knockout stages. And if they don't, that would be a very, very big disappointment. After the AFCON they had, if they do not win at least, or if they do not at least make it to the knockout stages, that would be very disappointing. Hot take, San Marino finishes the World Cup unbeaten. AW San Marino, worst team in the world. But you know what's crazy? Hey, let me show you guys something. I have a San Marino sweater. Yo, look at this. Look at this, guys. I have a San Marino sweater. I have the sweater of the worst football team in the world. Although I don't know if this is an Olympic sweater or their football sweater. It's one or the other. But guys, I got a San Marino sweater. What do you know? I love it, bro. I love it. I got Italy shirts, I got San Marino, I got all the shitty team shirts, bro. And those are all the World Cup hot takes that we have for today. If you guys want to see me do more World Cup hot takes, remember to leave your World Cup hot take in the comments down below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more videos.